Who is the strongest? The most powerful? The damage cannon? The beast? The most beastly of them all? Destroyer of worlds? I'm gonna end this. Hello! And welcome to my final Generals video of European War 6, because now all the princesses are out and I thought I'd have to include it once again, and time has passed and I have learned a lot about the game. So let's get right into this. At number 10 we have the beast, the French riding machine, Davout. Now he is actually a super strong general, but it seems I must have overestimated him a little bit. On the forum, on European War 6 forum, they made a comparison where they put a lot of generals on the same units, and Davout just didn't fare off so well with damage. Now he does have some things like station and edge, which don't really count for very well. His skills are overall quite good, but his price is 2,120 medals is rather high. Just not one of the very best cavalry. Now a little spoiler, in the last few general videos I did have a infantry bias. I now try to end this because I just noticed that cavalry, if they're the strongest, are just super strong, and I did underestimate them. So at number 9 we have in Bismarck. Now Bismarck is far too expensive for what he does offer. That's one of his problems why he's not ranked higher. And his skills overall are quite decent, plain fighting and assault, but the other skills, none of them really do really prove that he's worth it. At number 8 we have our first princess, Sophia. Now Sophia is just one of the best artillery generals. She does have a good skill with salvo, artillery masters decent, storm fortification, alert and jungle fighting, so she's the ideal jungle artillery expert. And she'll just destroy buildings with storm fortification. She's amazing for that. The only issue is, and her price is super cheap, 850 medals. I mean the flower, tulips are not very important. 850 medals is nothing for what she offers. The only little downside to her is that she is a very good princess with damage reduction within 3 grids of the city if you have the full maximum level of her, so it's a bit of a shame to get her. At number 7, which will be quite a surprise to you guys, is Washington. Now I really do like Washington, but he is just missing this one important skill, this one skill which changes almost everything, and that is, as you can see, is called Infantry Master. Increased 20 attack for himself and the nearby 3 grids for the infantry. It's just insane. That's why he doesn't make the top. And also he is quite highly priced, and his maximum damage, as seen here, is again not as amazing. At number 6, one of my favorite generals and one of the new princess generals is Lan. Now I was really working on getting her up, and she is just so strong. The only reason is she's not higher just because the other generals are so well, but she's really useful. If you want to have a really good general, it's super cheap. I think she costs 950 medals, it's nothing. Plain fighting, these 2 skills are okay-ish. Edge and precision strike are super good skills. She's just the ideal infantry butcher. And now hitting top 5, we have again a little surprise, which is Napoleon. Now Napoleon just really does it. He is the best artillery general. He has salvo, artillery expert, storm fortification, and counterattack also can be useful. But just these 3 skills, they do make difference. Artillery master is decent. He is just the best artillery. He does one of the highest damages of all the artillery guys. The other downside is he does cost real money. The 4th best overall general. This might upset some people, but it is fan favorite Massena. Now Masena, he starts off quite cheap with 1340 medals, which he costs, and his skills are really good. He has Infantry Master, so useful, Inspiration, which is useful, Tunnel, which is useful to bash cities, Formation Master, and Assault, which is one of the really important skills to have. He just does it. What does bring him a little down is his maximum title is only Prince, so he does miss out on some damage and some HP. Yeah, and his maximum damage is not so good, but he's so versatile and he belongs to the best generals in this one, which you should get in the beginning of the game and really rank up. At number 3, and again this will be a little surprise for some of you, is Karl. My favorite general to use. He is so good, but there are just 2 better generals, I just have to admit it. He is so good, his damage output for infantry is crazy high. His maximum damage if he's in a forest. His skills with Jungle Fighting, Infantry Master, Intercept and Formation Master are all good. Ambush and Formation Master not the very best. But he just does it, he's so strong and he can just aid everyone around him, make them good. He's the best infantry general. But from me, long ignored category. A very important category, especially for the late game. And I am now looking at this from the eyes of a late game player. The second best general, just by an inch misses it, is Murat. Murat just is one of the best generals. He has Precision Strike, Cavalry Commander, Plain Fighting, and the other 2 skills are also very useful, can go really far and can do high damage if he goes far. Now, Murat, there's not a lot to say about him, he's just so strong, and his maximum damage output is, I mean not maximum, his damage output on the same skill in comparison to the other generals is 165, that's insane, he does so much damage and he aids all the cavalry around him. His price is 2205, is quite a hefty price, I do have to say, but if you get him he'll just do it for you. Especially if you go for that cavalry squad. And at number 1, the best general in European War 6, conclusion today, by me, juljas, is Blücher. Now, Blücher, he is just in every single way a little bit better than Murat, and that makes him the best. His damage output in the task is 168. He has a super high amount of defense actually. The only downside to him is that he actually costs real money. He has Precision Strike, one of the best skills, Plain Fighting, and Cavalry Commander. These are all the 3 best skills to have. The 4th best skill is Edge. He has 4 of the best skills for a Cavalry Commander. The only downside is his counterattack. He can reach Emperor. He is just the best. There's nothing to say. You have him, he'll just wreck everybody. Give him, if you've got him, give him an ambulance, give him a flintlock pistol, and he'll just destroy. There's nothing more to say. Case closed. Blücher is the best European War 6 general. If you want to discuss about any of these placements or bring up another general which I haven't mentioned because there were some which barely missed out, some little honorable mentions which for me just barely missed out are Mahmud II, just because his desert fighting skills are absolutely useless. And as an honorable mention I have to say Alexander does some quite decent damage actually. If you put him on a mountain, he is actually super strong, he can just damage like mad. Then another near miss, and that was actually, I was really thinking hard about this, was Dabrowski. I wasn't sure of him or Davout, but if I can choose, because Dabrowski does have the Cavalry Commander skill which is super helpful, but I just felt that Davout is a bit more useful, especially if you only go for 1 cavalry general like I did, or 2, then Davout is just a little better. It seems a little more versatile to me, but Dabrowski also is still very good, very very good. Those 2 are so close. Another mention obviously is the best Navy general, which is Nelson. It's just a shame that you don't really need Navy at all in this game. You only need maybe 1 Navy and then you can also go for a little worse one. I just got Nelson because I could, but if you really want to, you can just go for Hood. Or if it's at 50%, he's quite cheap. Or you could go for Sakuroko, and she's also similarly good. I mean, not quite as good, but a lot cheaper. So yeah, these were my top 10. My final one. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Do not forget that at 750 subscribers, I will do the Russian Cossacks only, which will be probably quite painful, and you guys somehow love to see me suffer. So, yeah, subscribe, and I wish you a nice day. Goodbye.
Ditën ku më the se hike Zërin të shpirti ma fike E kam diti nuk jen mo Si shkove Në qytet tjetër unë do